San Diego Unveiled is a talk show solely for women.
It represents women from all over San Diego.
They come to our show to express their love and passion for what they do.
It's just a lot of inspiration, and
our voices are often sheltered and shunned, but San Diego Unveiled puts volume behind us and lets us be heard and seen in ways that has never been done in San Diego.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to San Diego Unveiled. Today's guest is a California transplant from New Jersey who recently decided to follow her passion in entertainment. She now uses her talents to help San Diego filmmakers and hopes to continue in the industry. Please welcome Akutekha.
Hi.
Did I say your last name right?
Yeah, you did it just
cool.
fine.
Oh my gosh, awesome. How are you doing? You look so beautiful.
Thank you very much. Obviously, you look beautiful
Yeah,
as well, too.
This is about you, girl. So tell me a little about your background.
Well, I originally grew up in New Jersey, right outside of New York, and I went to Seton Hall University, which is a pretty small private school over there, but they had a really great communications program. So when I got there, I had just gotten really inspired in high school to study film and TV production, and that's what I got my degree in. So I studied broadcasting and visual media when I was in college. Yeah, and then I actually ended up working in sales for a little while after that, and recently just decided that I want to get back into that world.
Media again?
Exactly.
So you like kind of drifted off a little bit, but then kind of found your passion again?
Yeah.
What made you go into sales?
I think it was a little bit of that fear that like art, so
Yeah,
all of us art people kind of feel when you get out and you're sort of like struggling to figure out what to do and things aren't lining
like
up.
a little security blanket.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of that, me just, I guess, not having the confidence to just say, I want to pursue this and going 100%. So I ended up working for a job that got offered to me and that had, really great perks and stuff. And I got to, travel and things like that. But at the end of the day, it just ended up being something that made me, I wasn't excited to go to work every day, and I really missed that, and I wanted to be excited again.
Oh, definitely. So, like, did it kind of, like, once you let go of your fears, did it feel like that was the place you were supposed to be?
It definitely did, and that's a part of how I actually got to San Diego.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so what made you move here from New Jersey?
So I originally was working in our New Jersey office when I was doing sales, and then I had the opportunity to travel a lot because I was sort of a national trainer for our sales reps. And one of the places I visited was San Francisco, and I just loved the atmosphere, the environment. Cool. I always knew that I wanted to live in California, mostly just to get away from snow in the winter time.
Right? Oh my God, I can't. I just can't do that.
And so it was just a great opportunity. I made really good friends with the manager there, and eventually I got the opportunity to move out to them. So when I worked with that office for a little while up in NorCal, and when I left, I just came down to San Diego to be a lot closer to the entertainment industry.
Yeah, this is a good area.
Yeah.
I mean, San Diego's beautiful. I mean, yeah, LA has a lot of things too, but you're creating a lot more stuff here, so it's awesome.
Exactly.
So how did you become involved with San Diego filmmakers?
That was one of the first organizations I found. When I first got here, I went on this thing called meetup.com, which is great for when you're new to an area.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I saw that they had monthly meetings where they would just talk about different film things. So they would teach you about lighting and casting and writing and things like that. And so I went to a meeting and kind of just kept coming back every month. And eventually I became a volunteer for them. And now lately I've just been getting a lot more involved in how I can help out behind the scenes. So it's been really interesting for me to be there.
Oh, that is really cool. That's a great opportunity. And it's just by like a website or that you guys found?
Exactly. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Google is probably the best thing ever.
Yeah, because you never know what other opportunities are out there for you.
Yeah.
What kind of things did you learn from them that you hold dearly now?
One big thing that I've learned is that everything in this industry is networking. So just knowing how to talk to people and not necessarily talking to them in a way that it's how can we help each other, but really kind of building that relationship with somebody and just being genuine. Because I think at first I was going in there trying to make myself seem more important than I was, and I had like very little experience. So I kind of just learned, hey, it's really all about, trying to get to meet people, trying to get to know them, and if you have that sort of good connection, it's possibly somebody that you might work with in the future. So just kind of keeping those people in the back of your mind, and they think about you when something comes up that they think you'd be good for.
That's really cool. Is there any like productions or projects that you are working on with the media?
Yeah, so for San Diego filmmakers, they actually decided that they wanted to sort of revamp a little bit of their online presence, and they didn't have anybody on the board who was specifically enabled to do that, I guess. So it was really good timing that I was talking to them about the fact that I used to do that in
Showing
college.
you your
And
traits and
exactly.
stuff.
So
That's
it was
cool.
awesome. I kind of volunteered, like, hey, I would love to be able to help you guys refresh your, website and help you guys get into social media to really target like our generation who's coming up into this industry now. So it was really just a great opportunity for me to use my skills in a way, and kind of helps me too, because it's something that I can show people later that I've been able to do. So it really just worked out perfectly at that time.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so I'm so happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking about like the different organizations, and you're that type of person to like give back to people. What things or organizations have you done?
Well, when I was in college, I was super active and things like that. So I was, vice president of the African Student Association. I was president of our National Society of Collegiate Scholars. And then one organization I was a part of was it's called Poetic. So it was an arts organization on campus. And essentially, it was just a great place for people to go and express themselves. So there would be jam sessions, there would be creative writing going on. They would have open mic nights. And that was just, for me, one of those places that I got to go and just sort of be free and be open. So for me, it's really a big part of what I want to create for myself and for other people, is just sort of that environment where people can feel okay with expressing themselves and being who they are. And that's a big thing of what I want to do going into the industry as well.
Yeah, you seem like you have a lot of creativity. Where do you think that brewed up from?
For me, my mother tells me we get it from our dad.
Is he like the more artistic, like creative person?
He was kind of just that life of the party type of person. So
that's
he
awesome.
loved talking to people, meeting people, throwing get-togethers, having
Social.
areas. Yeah, so he was like super just socially everything. And so for me, it was kind of like I saw that as a great opportunity to meet new people. I was pretty shy usually, but it was always a great way to kind of sit around and talk to somebody about something different than what I go through on a daily basis. So tell me about your life a little bit, or how do you know my family or the other people that are involved in this party that we're having or whatever. So it was just a really great way for me to always be meeting new people, and I think that kind of sparked the creative mind and the writer in me, who always just loved stories and wanted to tell other people's stories.
Oh, that's awesome. So like all these things that you've done, what kind of hindrances did you face?
A lot of things I think I faced were just, the biggest one was self-doubt. And I think it's something a lot of people go through, obviously, just out of college. And I'm still pretty young and still pretty, new to the industry. So for me, it's a lot of, is my writing as good as I think it is? Am I, good enough on set to really offer somebody like, hey, I can totally PA for you if you need an extra hand this weekend? And just kind of thinking to myself that I am good enough and that I should, speak up and be vocal about being active in things. Because, if you don't ask for something, you're never going to get it. So I think that was a big thing that I really had to get over, and that on a daily basis, it's just reminding myself that if this is what I want to do, you just commit 100% and you have to sort of work at it. So reminding myself that I am good enough, that everything will work out, and that I can accomplish whatever things I want to, or whatever I want to in the future.
What inspires you to keep going?
A lot of, I'm very socially conscious lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
You're such a good speaker. Like you're so like seriously, you
Thank
have that natural ability to just carry a conversation and like be able to speak like it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like there's so many people out there who who might have the ability to do that, but don't really have a platform for it. And so a thing that attracted me to the entertainment industry was the fact that you have a platform for whatever you want to do. And there's so many crazy things going on in our country in general right now.
Definitely.
That it's been, for me, just being in entertainment is an easy way to sort of get those messages out there that maybe everybody's not like you, but it's okay. And I really want to sort of be a vehicle for people who feel different or feel in some way that they are in whatever way disadvantaged or something like that. I really want to be able to give them voices, and I really want that to be a big part of what I contribute to our industry and to society in general.
That's so awesome. Is that That's awesome. It was really great speaking to you.
Thank you.
You're probably the definition of beauty and brains, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Following your passions can sometimes be scary and can even uproot you and move you across the country. But the opportunities can be many, and with every risk you take, the reward can be just as great. So until next time, stay classy, San Diego.